friends, welcome to Top of the Stack MTG. So today I want to go over the summer release schedule for Arena. It's a little bit strange, so I wanted to just bring it up and talk about it a little bit in case I was confused about it, or if people didn't know what was going to happen this summer, because there's no more core sets, which is really weird. We used to get a summer release on Arena, a core set, but they're not doing that anymore. So I wanted to look into this and see what you all thought. So I've gone to Wizards of the Coast, their website, and then I'm going to go ahead and go to Magic. You can also click on Arena. It doesn't matter. They're both kind of the same. And then I'm going to click on News. And then here on the News page, I go down to Archive. Okay? Once I'm here, I can search for whatever I like. I'm going to search for Arena, of course. So let's see. So we've got some announcements here. Let's start with this one for May 25th. So June 2nd, updates and improvements. Mythic packs for all standard legal sets will be available in the store. All right, interesting. Event navigation when browsing an event. From the Play Blade, you won't have to take an extra step of navigating home. Interesting. Hot swapping rebalanced cards. That's kind of cool because I guess you don't have to go and edit your deck every time if you're playing in Historic. Of course, that doesn't apply to Explorer at all because Explorer is just the way the paper is, as close as it can get. Starter deck folder. This is kind of fun. They moved the starter decks into their own folder and you can't manipulate them at all. But that means in your My Decks folder you get 100 decks that you actually created. So that's pretty cool. The 100 limit does not include the starter decks, so that's good. Alchemy arrives for New Capenna. Alchemy is not the most popular way to play Magic. And Historics, you know, it's kind of a weird, tough subject, but they're still pushing it. I believe the reason they continue to push these things is because they don't have a big enough staff to actually adapt to what's happening. So they probably prepared all this stuff, 6 months ago. So they might as well release it, and I agree with that. That's fine. I just wish they had more people so they could actually make cards for Arena. Special Alchemy events, Best of 3 play-in event, May 27th. Yep, Broker Street and Capenna Family Festival, Turf Brawls, okay, to win those. Now, this is kind of fun. Let's see. Qualifier play-ins. June 11th, qualifier play-in, best of 1 event, Explorer format. So that's pretty cool. Now, I'm not a competitive player. I probably won't do this, but there's a small chance I will. It's a way to try to get into larger competitions. If you do well here, then they'll push you on to the next competition, and you can just work your way up the ladder and win money and all kinds of stuff. So that's interesting. It's cool that it's Explorer on June 11th. I really like that. The thing I like the most about it is that means there's a small chance that the goofy little collection of Explorer cards that they're working on might come out before that. Right? There's a tiny chance that the 18 cards or whatever they're prepping, I'm being a little sarcastic, it's probably more than that, but it's a very small number, and they're just randomly grabbed from whatever's successful that isn't on here yet. There's a small chance they'll come out before June 11th, so that's kind of cool. I wanted to point that out. So that's good, but what are they going to release that's going to replace the core sets? What do we have to buy this summer on Arena, or to draft and win cards for free and all that stuff? So in order to see that, I needed to jump back one. You have to hit search again. By the way, when you hit back, it's just going to bring you back to your normal list. Your search is still written there, but you got to hit search again. So now we're back to this page, and I'm going to jump back to the 18th. So here they talk about first playing events, May 21st, May 27th, Streets of New Capella Family Festival. Good. Turf Brawls, yeah, but this is the lands you can win. I shouldn't say that. It's the interesting art, the card style for the lands that you can win. A new banned and restricted update, that was kind of cool. They temporarily banded a couple of cards. Let's click on that. Let's see what we can see here. Yeah, Winota got a temporary ban, because Winota is not banned in Pioneer, but they temporarily banned her in Explorer until we get more Explorer staples, because Winota's not really a problem in Pioneer, but she's kind of a problem in Explorer. And personally, I believe it's more in Best of One. So they've got this weird thing that they're trying to juggle, because they've got Best of One, and they don't really do Best of One in paper, competitive paper, I should say. So it's this weird line they're trying to walk. They want to keep Explorer fun, and they want to keep Pioneer the way Magic is, because the Magic community wants Pioneer to be the way Magic is, and for competitions, that's generally best of 3. So it's an interesting thing. Also, Tibble's Trickery got a temporary ban. So these will probably be unbanned later once we get that pack of cards. Now, the freaky thing about this is, to me, this ban sort of suggests that we're not going to get those new cards for a long time. Because why would they bother to do this if in 2 weeks we're going to get a bunch of new cards and then they just unban them? So I don't know. That's kind of the opposite of what we saw before. But those 2 cards got banned, so that's good to know about in Explorer. All right, so next I want to jump into the Double Masters tab, because this has got some interesting weird stuff that I want to talk about a tiny bit. If you roll down through all that, then you get to Dominaria, and Dominaria is going to have Jumpstart tied to it. I guess they're going to try every set having Jumpstart tied to it in the future. Probably every basic set, you know, not like Double Masters and stuff, but if it's just standard legal, if it's just a normal Magic set, I guess it'll have Jumpstart with it. So I guess we'll get more Jumpstart on Arena, I hope, I assume, when Dominaria comes out. But then we get to this. The Gate to New Adventure for Alchemy and Historic players. In the prosperous and influential city of Baldur's Gate, Magic and Dungeons & Dragons cross over once more in Alchemy Horizons Baldur Gate, arriving July 7th to Arena. Now, this is weird to me. I don't really understand. I guess it's like Double Masters, but on Arena. And I really like the idea of that. I mean, there's negatives and positives to this. The negative to me is this is not Explorer, right? Explorer is the thing everybody's hyped about. It's the big announcement they made. Like I said, they probably have like 4 people who program cards for them, so it takes them forever. They probably planned this a year ago, and they finally got the 250 cards done, so I guess they're going to dump them in. But they're not for Explorer. This could have been Shadows over Innistrad and Eldritch Moon, and which are 2 old sets, but going backwards, that's about where they'd be. And they probably could have filled in the gaps for us from Amonkhet and Kaladesh, right? They could have just dumped 250 cards, all that stuff straight into Explorer, which is also in Historic, by the way, right? But for some reason they chose to do this. Now, there are positives to this, of course. Number one is it's more cards on Arena, which is great. I love having more cards on Arena. There's really no negative to that. I do wish that we could use them in more formats, but this is kind of cool because it's 250 cards. I don't know if it's from Double Masters, so they're going to be mostly reprints, or it's from Baldur's Gate, so they're not reprints, but they're going to be Commander specific, which I think would be pretty dang awesome. It's weird that they don't really say, like, this must be like half and half, I guess. They don't really talk about where these cards are coming from. Can we draft this? I don't know. You know, it doesn't really say. Like, this is all it says about it. It's arriving July 7th. 250 new cards. And they are for Alchemy and Historic, which once again are not the most popular ways to play Arena. This seems like it's kind of a waste, but at the same time it's super cool. It might be amazing for Brawl. If this has a lot of the new Commander stuff in it, that could be really great for Brawl. I would really hope that for Historic Brawl, they bump it up to 100 cards. It doesn't have to be a 60 card deck. I would hope it could be a 100 card deck. You know what I mean? But this is weird. I guess it replaces the core set. I love that they're putting new cards in. 250 new cards. That's a lot. That's really good. I really hate that it's not very aware of what the community is looking for right now. You know, I think Commander and Explorer / Pioneer are mostly what's on people's minds. And this might do a lot for Brawl / Commander. We'll see. We'll see. Of course, in the future, I would love to have Pioneer Commander, you know. But that's jumping ahead of ourselves, you know what I mean? It's just nice that we can play Brawl, to be honest, because they were so strict about, we're not adding Brawl, we're not adding Best of 3, we're not adding Pioneer, we're not blah, 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 you know. We're not having Historic. So they've gone back on all those things. They are releasing these things. Another really great thing that could come from this would be if a lot of these cards were Commander based, so they went up to Brawl but with 100 cards, because they can't call it Commander because they don't have all the cards that are legal for Commander. It's the same reason they call it Explorer instead of calling it Pioneer, right? So this would have to be, I guess, Historic Brawl is what they'd call it. But if they bumped it up to 100 cards, and if they added a third player and a fourth player, if we could, in the past, they have said that Two-Headed Giant is on their radar. That they are thinking about it, they're working on it, but it's way in the future. They have said that in the past. Now, Wizards of the Coast is not the best at keeping their word, as we all know, unfortunately. So that could just be long gone. The reason I bring it up is because a lot of people have a tendency to jump on the idea that it will just never happen, right? Everyone said that Arena would never have Best of 3, that it would never have Brawl, that it would never have Pioneer, and that it would never have Historic. And the reasons they give are everything from technology, right? It just can't handle it. The game can't do it, which is just silly. They go from technology, or they swing over to, it would lose them too much money. Arena could never make money if they added Two-Headed Giant to Arena, which is just ridiculous. Everything they add to Arena makes them a fortune. It always will. It's exactly the same thing with MTGO, right? Two-Headed Giant makes them money on MTGO. It would make them money here, as it has proven time and time and time and time again, with all of the things that they didn't want to do on Arena, but are now doing on Arena because they want to make money, right? And they can. So it would be amazing if this were more of like a Commander set, even though they don't go out and say it. It does say Baldur's Gate, which sort of suggests Commander, but it also says Historic and Alchemy, which sort of suggests Double Masters. So I don't know. It's D&D. It's weird. The whole thing is weird. But if it's slanted towards Commander, I would love to see 100-card decks and more than 2 players. Would really be cool. Yeah, so I want to talk about those things. At first, I was thinking, wow, they're not releasing anything in the summer. Are we going to even be able to spend money on Arena? Of course we are. You know, you can buy older sets, and they've got this. So that's great. So yeah, I'm skeptically looking forward to this. It's interesting. Yeah, let me know what you think. And thanks so much for watching.